Hi everybody, and welcome back yet again to another drum playthrough review. Thank you guys for tuning in and stopping by to yet another episode, and thanks all for hanging around for this long. For everyone who's brand new, hi and welcome. My name is Nick. I'm a drummer and a multi-instrumentalist, and we do videos like these so that way we can learn from drummers who are much better than we are, analyze their technique into a nice and easy to digest form, and use that to make ourselves better musicians. And we're going to be checking out a dude who has played with a multitude of crazy bands and who has learned quite a bit about listen to me, I can't even speak today. I learned quite a bit about polyrhythms and odd time signatures and really interesting subdivisions, and has used that to make his playing absolutely superb and very, very tasteful. So today we're talking about the absolute drum legend Marco Minneman. Marco Minneman has played for a lot of different types of bands, and right now I think he's in a solo project with one other dude. I can't remember the name of the guy, but it's a really interesting project. Definitely a lot of progressive elements in that, a lot of really chaotic and really weird time signatures and all that. It's really fun music. Minneman also notably played for Necrophagist for a short period during, I believe it was the years 2005 to 2008, if I'm correct. I'm not 100% sure if I am, but I'm pretty sure it was that time range. He also famously auditioned to play drums for Dream Theater once Mike Mangini had actually left. Not Mike Mangini, Mike Portnoy. I'm sorry. I'm losing it today. Well, we're going to check out a playthrough that he does here. I don't know what this song is from. I'm pretty sure this is a single from a solo album that he did or something. It's called Drum for Your Life. Now, knowing Marco and knowing how he plays, he has a really interesting and unique style, so I think we're going to enjoy this, and I think there's a lot we can learn from this guy. So let's dive in. Before we start though, I check my YouTube analytics as any good creator should, and only about 0.7% of you guys are actually subscribed to the channel. What are you guys doing with your lives? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. We do a lot of fun stuff and a lot of videos just like this on here. We're gonna have a lot more fun content coming your way, so stick around. It's gonna be a fun journey. All right. Well, we got a 4-minute video here talking about Marco Minneman, and the name is Drum for Your Life. So let's do it. So automatically, first thing we got is just some odd time signatures going on here. And look at that. He's doing all sorts of crazy stuff in here already. Lots of flair. Lots of cool accents. Trying to figure out what this time signature is, and he's absolutely fast. Like, deservedly, he was the drummer for Necrophagist, man. The dude could actually blast beat really crazily. He was really cool. And considering he auditioned for Dream Theater as one of the top guys considered in the audition, that says plenty. There's a lot going on in this. Lots of synths as well. You can definitely see a lot of rock influence in there as well. I'm pretty sure that is 9/8. And then there's polyrhythms going in there as well. But let's just look at, like, say for example, like his technique and all that he's using. Right? He's using ankle technique, some full leg on his feet there. If it'll let me see his wrists here at the camera angle, I'll yeah, it's the wrist technique. Keeping a loose grip on that. Metric modulation going on already here. This is fun. Some double strokes going on there. And double bass, yeah. He's got a DW 5000, which usually, that's a pretty decent pedal for pretty quick double bass, I will say that for sure. Chain driven, you can change out the beaters to be a little bit lighter. Spring tension actually goes up pretty high, so. I do love how this modulates and shifts all over the place with how the backbeat feels and everything. Maybe this is 7/8, not 9/8. I think it's 7/8. Just listening to it. Yeah, that's fun. That is a lot of fun to listen to. It's a lot of fun to play as well, I will say. Because even if, you know, say for example, you're not playing anything super crazy, you know, technical, kind of like what he's playing, where it's all over the place, it's really weird time signatures, lots of metric modulation, etc., etc. Adding some weird time signatures in there and all that is so much fun. It's great. It's just, it adds a little bit of spice and fun to the playing. It's really tight. Well, anyway, let's jump into the review, because again, there's a lot that we can break down here. All right, well, Marco Minneman, my man. That's a guy that I've taken a lot of inspiration from personally, just from listening to his work outside of Necrophagist, and also being a massive fan of Necrophagist and death metal drumming in general, and, you know, just blast beats, you know what I'm saying? Definitely learned a lot from that guy. So what are some things that he's doing in that video? Well, for one, as far as his technique is concerned, it's wrist technique. Big surprise. Basically, with his wrist technique, you notice when he's got his hands like this, right? There's not really a huge gap going on between his thumb and his forefinger, right? He's keeping that distance pretty tight and pretty closed, but you notice when he's holding it, he's not really like death gripping the stick or anything like that. He's not keeping it a tight grip, like, say, for example, somebody like Matt Greiner from August Burns Redwood. He's keeping it kind of loose. He's letting it kind of, you know, move around a little bit, so that way he can use his fingers a little bit while he's doing that. And that's actually not a bad idea to do if you're doing wrist technique or anything like that. Just allowing the fingers to have a little bit of give with it might actually allow you to be able to get some faster speeds in there as well. And have good power as well. And actually just a little bit more control on different techniques, such as like ghost notes and stuff like that. With his foot technique, he is using a lot of ankle, and he's using a lot of full leg motion when it comes to the slower parts. There are some faster bits in there where he's doing like a double, right, on his lead foot, and so you notice that he's using a little bit of more of an ankle technique for that. That's because usually it's just a little bit easier to pull it off that way. It's nothing really too crazy about that. But a lot of the stuff that he's doing is a lot of odd time signatures, metric modulation, and all that stuff. Now, how do you really get familiar with that kind of stuff, with that whole territory of metric modulation, weird time signatures, time signature changes, etc., etc.? Well, for one, the best thing that you can do is just start practicing and start trying to throw rhythms in there and get familiar with those time signatures, instead of just sticking with the whole 4/4 regimen, because sure, 4/4 is absolutely powerful and you can do a lot of stuff in 4/4. If you just start every so often in your practice sessions, like say for example, like take 5 minutes out of your practice sessions to practice some different rudiments or practice different lines in different time signatures. You know, it doesn't have to be something too crazy. You can try 6/8 or 7/8, or, you know, if you want, you can try like 3/4 even, because that's not another common time signature that people don't really use too often. But just start getting yourself familiar with some of these other little time signature shifts, and then after that you can kind of expand out from there. Because once you start getting familiar with, like, say for example, how to count something in 7/8, learning how to count things in other time signatures like 15/8 or like 14/8 or something like that gets a lot easier after that. And honestly, that is the fun part with progressive music, because there's not really a boundary that you have to stick into when it comes to progressive music. The boundaries are kind of all over the place. I mean, like, you can really take your playing anywhere. So getting yourself familiarized just by dipping your toes into the idea and to the ocean of odd time signatures that are out there, that can help expand your playing and expand just overall your vocabulary as a drummer exceptionally. And obviously, when you're practicing these things, start slow, get yourself familiar with listening to how the metronome sounds, get yourself familiar with how a rhythm in whatever weird time signature you're trying to get to sounds. Just overall start listening to it more, start getting familiar with it, and that can help open up your playing exceptionally. Well, that's really all I have to say when it comes to Marco Minneman. He's a fantastic drummer and absolute inspiration for me. I absolutely love the dude. I think he's fantastic. With all that being said though, guys, that's the end of this playthrough review, so drop a comment down below, tell me what you guys thought of the playthrough, start a conversation with me. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and share the video with your friends. And with all that being said, y'all, I'll see you guys in the next one. So cheers, and have a great rest of your day. God bless everybody.